This AI is actually getting a lot smarter. It's finally able to like understand these types of things. Yes, for linked accounts is running two open positions, zero. Okay. That's not bad. Okay. Tell me the actual positions, not just the count. So you'll be able to do something like this. You could like talk to one of your brokers. It'll tell you, hey, you have these in these positions. It's not actually working right now. This is just looking at my deployments, and still not able to pull it. Yeah, so we'll train the AI to get better at this thing. But yeah, so very soon you'll be able to like you won't even have to have strategies running. These are my running strategies. You see I have the Alpha Pix calls only running here. I have a Schwab with zero positions. Like I have a couple things running, right? Um, which honestly I thought I had more than this running. So we can kind of investigate that too. But but yeah, you'll be able to say like, what do I have at my broker? And it can tell you, okay, you have this and this and this position. And then you can like tell it, oh, can you sell this and buy this? Can you split this position up? Or what option orders do you think I should buy? And then it could tell you, okay, you might want to buy a spread or something. You say, okay, buy the spread. And it'll actually like buy it for you in your brokerage account directly. So you don't even have to like run a strategy. So it's like much easier for you to just communicate with your broker. That's something that we're going to be running soon. And then another one, like I said, is going to be a lot cheaper to deploy strategies as well. So you'll be able to run a lot of strategies on your brokers that way too, right? So a lot of big rollouts coming soon, especially around like live trading, connecting to brokers, and our AI. Those are like our three main focuses right now. Cool. Any feature requests since we're on the topic that you guys would want? Okay. I'm going to add this as an eval as well. Okay, so are those two evals passing now or not? Are
Yeah.
they actually working? And are all the other evals also passing? So make sure that you didn't break anything. I know there's a few that we still have failing that we have not completed yet. There should be like five or six of them like that. But I just want to make sure that you didn't break any of the other meaningful ones. So can you run the whole eval set again? And then we should also make an eval around this.
Rob, I forgot to ask you, when are we gonna have the process to work with the indicators?
Yeah, so you mean like getting like data from your broker and being able to see like visualize brokers through the indicators through the
Well,
chat?
well, I was thinking of just using the indicators for information or like some of the graphs and
Mhm.
then using that on BotSpot to trigger, to buy and sell.
Yeah, so that should come around the same time that we have the placing of orders working and like the getting positions and stuff from your broker. That all should come around the same time
Okay.
because it's all basically the same base feature where we need to be able to pull data from your broker or like interact with your broker in general. So that's like a whole thing that we're working on, right? And then once we have that going, then being able to make indicators off of that becomes a lot easier, right? So we kind of need to get that base layer working first, where we can actually communicate with your broker, which is what I was just talking about. Once we have that working, then indicators is like a very simple upgrade to that.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
So hopefully sometime next week. It's hard to predict some of these things, but we're getting very close to having this thing working.
That's good. I've been playing with the bot quite a bit, and so it's getting better. I see it.
Awesome. Are you noticing that the AI is getting smarter now?
Yeah, I've noticed that, and honestly, it's like I don't have as many errors as I used to either.
Perfect.
So
Good.
it's doing better.
Good. Perfect. Yeah, we're actually debating whether we're going to upgrade to GPT 5.5. If we do that, it's going to get a heck of a lot smarter. The only problem that is that if we do that, then we might have to reduce the amount of like AI conversations that people can have, right? So we're trying to assess that, like what makes more sense. Does it make more sense to have a smarter model, but you can't use it as much? Or does it make more sense to have a dumber model and just try to figure out how to make it smarter? Right? We're kind of trying, we're assessing both sides of it right now. But I'm assuming that when GPT 5.6 comes out, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll make the older models cheaper. So if that happens, it should be a lot better. Or maybe the new one, maybe 5.6 is actually more cost effective than 5.5 because they have the three different tiers. So we'll assess that over the next like week or two. Um, OpenAI is going to release this new model soon, and we're at the same time like just training our model to be smarter and smarter and smarter, right? And basically, the way that we've been doing it is every single time that we use the AI, if it doesn't do what we expect it to do, and that goes for whenever I'm using it, but then also whenever anyone else is using it, the agent is actually very good at basically saying that there's a problem, right? So it could report a bug or a frustration, and I get those emails every day, right? So if you're ever using the bot and it says it's reporting a frustration, then that email goes straight to me, right? And then that's usually something that we'll take and we'll turn into what's called an eval, where we'll say, okay, this is a problem that a user had. Let's replicate that in like a test that's like a unit test they could repeat, right? And then we come up with a fix, and then if that test is passing now, and then we make sure everything else passes. So now we have like a set of, I think at this point, around 40 evals of like all these different behavior things that we're testing, right? It's like two ones I added today. Like, for example, if I say hello, it should just respond back immediately. Or if I ask it about how did my back test do, it's going to give me a full breakdown of my back test, and it has to make sure it goes through logs and this and this and this, right? And then, when it creates a back test, it's more likely to do things properly. Like there's a lot of stuff that we really put into this, and the evals are really helping us improve this thing quite quickly. So I think over the next week or two, you'll notice this AI gets like dramatically smarter. You've probably already been noticing it a little bit, right? So in this case, I'm going to add another eval, right? So I'm going to say, can you please also add an eval around this conversation here? As you could see, I was asking it to tell me the actual positions, and it would not tell me the positions. It would only tell me how many positions I have. So it did not get into everything. And then also, I think that I have more deployments running than what it answered as well. So maybe that's another eval. But can you investigate that? Is that true? Because it says that I have one, two, three, four, five deployments, but I'm pretty sure I have quite a bit more. I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, like at least 10 deployments. So it didn't even list all the deployments, right? And then when I asked it for positions, it did not show me my positions. It just told me the number of positions. So those are two things that it could have done better, right? And I think deserve two different evals as well. So can you please look into creating those two? Right. And this is how we've been basically improving our AI, right? Is every single time that it does something stupid, we'll create a new eval for it. We'll make it replicate whatever happened, see that it's actually failing currently, tweak it so that it passes, but then we don't break anything else. And then that's how we're moving forward with our AI. And it's starting to get a lot smarter because of that technique. This is basically how like all the like really good AI companies do it. Cool. Awesome. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we jump into voting what we do for today? There's only two of you guys here, so do a pretty quick vote.
Yeah. Could we go over what, I mean, did you start, I forgot what we ended up finishing up with last week, but sorry, were we running, some back tests from that?
Yeah, let me see where we were.
Let's
So we were
see.
working on the AI trading team.
Yeah, I always like to see what the results are.
Yeah. So can you tell me all the results of all the back tests that we did up until now and where we're at with everything? And then, so we were doing that. And then the other one was, yeah, agent improvements. I was doing this. Bash only. Baseball spot no tested product. Back test over past year. Start back test. Okay, cool. So, is there anything else that we still have to do here? What else do we need to go over with all of this, or do you think we're finished, or is there anything else we still need to take care of? There's that, and then we had an issue with deployment as well. Old revision IDs, reevaluate is the primary. Yeah, I was actually going to deploy 2 of these. I didn't get a chance to do that yet. So maybe we could actually get these things deployed today too. I would not deploy the leverage data on versions yet to raise 7 instead of 6 were the leverage plus Fred alpaca variants, but they do not have clean complete performance validation. Ray 5 was optimal leverage, but effectively rejected leverage and returned negative 14%. So, or about 14%. Yeah, I actually, I don't know if I did this with you guys or not, but I was working on actually taking the Ray Dalio one and the Citadel one and making them have leverage attached to them as well, so that they like trade leverage ETFs. I don't know if we did that together or not, but that's where we're going. Okay, so can you tell me the game plan of what we need to do still? Let me know what we have to take care of. And now that we have our scheduled deployments going, I think they're working properly. I'm not entirely sure if they're fully working. We haven't given that to everybody else yet, but since we have our scheduled deployments, maybe we could actually run this today. I could run a bunch of bots quite easily now, because they cost like pennies per month each. Whether they're fully working or not, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't fully tested it yet. But if that does work, then we could actually run quite a few bots today, and see how they do over the next couple of weeks, you know? But yeah, so all this is getting researched now. So it will come back to us soon. Cool. All right. So you have that one question. Any other comments or questions or thoughts before we get into this survey for today? Okay, so here is the survey. So what do you guys want to work on today? So we can work on those alpha picks option strategies. Let me actually do an update on that one too. Let's see if that one's been running correctly or not. So I ran it, but I know we've been having, I've been trying, I mean, at the same time as running it, I've been trying to actually make some upgrades to the way that Tradier works. So yeah, it looks like it actually got disconnected. So I'm going to look into what is going on here. Let me actually get another chat. Can you please look into this bot and why does it show me a flat portfolio value? It seems to have the right positions, but the value for the positions and the profit and loss for the positions is not right. And then the account value doesn't seem to have the latest account value, and the graph doesn't seem to work either. Actually, the graph even stopped on June 26th. Can you tell me what's going on with this thing? Why is this thing not working properly? Yeah, I'm trying to like test 2 things at once. This is, you know, this Tradier, the way that we linked it, it's like a new Tradier thing. So I'm kind of testing 2 things at the same time. Yeah, so I'll look into that. Okay. Cool. And then AI trading team. Okay, so we can actually deploy these 2 if you guys want to do that. And then the AI trading team is still looking into. Okay, and then Alpha Picks. Let me actually log into my Tradier account. And let's see if I can see how that's doing. Market's been so volatile lately. It's like, Okay, GM, yeah, they're both down. So this account keeps falling. It picked GM and Nexa. I think if I had a larger account, because I actually have a paper trading account that has two different positions in this, right, for the alpha picks. So it picked GM and Nexa, and those are actually, I think, the two worst picks that I could have made. Let's see, how has GM been performing? GM stock. Let's say over the past month. Yeah, it's down over the past month when the whole rest of the market, I think, is up, right? No, the whole market is also down. Okay, so it's not that crazy. And the other one is Nexa stock. And this one also has not performed very well over the past month. But again, the whole market's been down, so it's not that thing. But of course, the options are going to amplify that. And these are March 2027 and December 2026. So we still have quite a bit of time, but right now they've been down so far, right? So we have those two. But in the paper account, it actually owns different things. So if I go into the paper version of this, Alpha Picks calls only, and the paper account is actually doing quite well. So return is up 11.5%. So this one's actually doing pretty well. This one's beating the market, right? But it owns two different things. It owns Sterling, STRL, and MXL, whatever those are. These have been performing a lot better in the paper account. So in case you're wondering how the Alpha Picks option strategies are doing, that's your answer there. But it really does seem like the bigger your account, the better picks it makes, right? Because I think that the reason why these were not picked, so let's say 5 contracts, $30,000, that means that each contract is what, 6,000, which is larger than my entire account here, right? Like I have a $4,000 account on this one. So even one contract for MXL would have blown through the account, and STRL, same thing. One contract is worth $13,000. So that's why I did not pick those. That's why the paper trading account actually has different picks than my live money account. So something to pay attention to there. Cool. Any other questions around the Alpha Pick stuff? All right. I could actually think of some fixes that we can make to this. Like, for example, like it doesn't rotate the positions often. Now that I watch it like trade, it'd be good if it like changed what it owns every 2 weeks or something like that. Because it doesn't, it kind of just buys something and holds onto it, right? And it probably would make more sense if it was kind of rotating in and out of positions a little bit more. I think that would probably be a good addition to the Alpha Picks option strategies if you guys want to work on those. All right, and then of course we can work on the AI trading team, which was getting some pretty crazy results last week. Let's see if we have the results yet. There we go. So here is, okay, here are the results. This is over a short time period. This is over a full year. Ray Dalio did 27% over a year, which is pretty good over that past year. This is Ray Dalio diversified, where I actually noticed that the Ray Dalio bot was it was only really getting into one position at a time, which is very unlike what Ray Dalio would recommend. Ray Dalio would very much recommend to diversify better. So I changed it to be more diversified and it got a 14% return. And the max drawdown was actually quite good. And then this had optional leverage, but it did not actually use the leverage. So if we could get it to actually use the leverage, presumably this should be about triple, right? It should have done 32% instead of 14. So that's a pretty obvious one that we can improve. And then Citadel, this one actually lost money over the past year. So we could look into why, because it was doing quite well over shorter time periods. For some reason, the full year messed it up. And then this one, I don't know why this was not run, but that's kind of where we're at with